Okay, guys. Good evening, everyone. I think we are live. Okay, so today actually we'll be discussing about just a minute. Good evening, everyone. I think we are. So there was some extra noise. So guys, today actually we'll be discussing about roadmap for the learning because many people were asking, sir, what is the proper roadmap for the learning? Okay, so this topic actually will be discussing in the today's live session. And if you have any query, guys, you can ask me in the live. You can ask me the query. I will try to answer all of your query. Got it? Fine. Okay. Now see, if you're asking this particular question, let's say roadmap for the learning. So first of all, just try to, tell me what is your actually main objective. Let's say what you want to be, whether you want to be a data scientist, generative AI engineer, Python developer, or let's say machine learning engineer, computer vision engineer. Like what kinds of actually job role actually you are looking for. First of all, you have to decide. So based on actually your job role, you have to decide your learning path. So in this session, actually, I'll be talking about the data scientist, because if you see, data scientist can perform most of the tasks. Like they can perform the machine learning task, they can perform the deep learning task, they can also perform computer vision, NLP, QnA, everything, right? So see, whenever you are preparing for these kinds of let's say learning, let's say you are a completely fresher, you are preparing for these kinds of learning. First of all, try to decide which job role actually you are looking for. Let's say what you want to be after completing that learning. Okay, that you have to decide. After deciding that, you have to work on that. That means whatever, let's say, topics you need to learn that, let's say, concept, you have to look for that particular content. And where you will get the content, you can get from like everywhere. Nowadays, over the internet, everywhere you will get the content. Over the YouTube channel, you will get the content. There are different paid courses are also available. You can also take the content. Okay, that's how you can prepare for that particular job role. Now let's consider about the data scientist. Let's say if I want to be a data scientist and if I want to learn data scientist. So first of all, what I have to do? First of all, what I have to do for the data scientist position? First of all, I have to know what data scientists do exactly in the industry. First of all, let's say as a learner, you have to know what data scientists do exactly in the industry. As a data scientist, what you will be doing in the industry, that thing actually you have to first of all know. Okay. Now see, whenever I'm talking about data scientist, so definitely data scientist will get one project, like project idea. It can be any kinds of project. It can be machine learning project, deep learning project, any kinds of project actually they'll get, right? Then after that, what they have to do the requirement gathering. That means, let's say to implement that projects, I need the data. Then I need actually different tools and technology, right? So they will be doing the requirement gathering. Got it? So after doing the requirement gathering, actually what they will perform something called exploitative data analysis. That means whatever data, let's say they have collected, they will perform the EDA on top of it. By applying the EDA, they will get to know, okay, so that's how actually your data looks like, and this is what actually data is suggesting. Got it? Then they has to perform something called feature engineering technique. So there are so many feature engineering technique you will see, like you can perform correlation. You can perform, let's say, univariate selection. Okay, different actually feature engineering techniques are available. If I'm talking about EDA, inside EDA actually you can perform so many things. You can do the visualization with the help of different actually library. Let's say you are having matplotlib, seaborn. Okay, so with the help of that, you can do the visualization of your data. And whenever you are performing the visualization, you'll be able to see whether your data is normally distributed or not, whether it is having any kinds of, let's say, outlier or not. This data is having, let's say, any kinds of imbalance problem or not. You will be able to see everything. So that's why exploitative data analysis is super important whenever you are working with any kinds of data. Then when I'm talking about feature selection, that means you will be performing correlation, forward elimination, backward elimination. Okay, then you'll be also performing something called univariate selection. So different techniques are there. So whatever techniques actually we are having inside feature selection, EDA, you have to learn this thing, yes or no, right? Fine. Then after performing the feature selection and feature engineering, what they have to do, they have to actually do the model creation and hyperparameter tuning. So whenever, let's say, I'm selecting any kinds of model, it's not like that I'll be selecting that model as my final model. I'll be training the data on top of the model. It's completely fine. But apart from that, what I have to do, I have to perform the hyperparameter tuning. So by the hyperparameter tuning, actually, we can get to know, okay, whether this model is good or not. Got it? So that's why it's super important to know how we can perform the hyperparameter tuning. It can be also ML model, it can be also DL model. So both model actually we can perform the hyperparameter tuning. Got it? Okay, Saurabh is asking, sir, does the Flask and Streamlit used in actual production case? If no, then why we use them? See, Flask and Streamlit actually both are actually, you can say, web framework. You can use for the POC purpose. Let's say if you're creating any proof of concept project, that means demo project, that time you can use. But whenever you want to productionize that particular project, okay, you have to use some production grade framework. You can use Django, Fast API, Falcon. So these are the production ready framework. Got it? But whatever, let's say, a framework we use during our development, let's say Flask, Streamlit. So this is like what some kinds of actually high level framework they're suggesting. Okay, so that at least you can create one API. On top of the API, actually you can do the prediction. I hope it is clear. It's not like that you can't productionize Flask application, Streamlit application. You can also do it, but people won't be using that one. So we have some better option apart from that. Fine. Okay. Then after doing the model selection and this hyperparameter tuning, as a data scientist, what you have to do, you have to also create an API, like sort of ask one question like whether this Flask and Streamlit we can use for the production use case or not. See, production use case, no need to use the Flask and Streamlit. You can use some better, let's say, framework. You can use Django. You can use, let's say, Fast API. You can use Falcon. So these are the framework you can use for the production, let's say, production use cases. But whenever, as a data scientist, you are creating any kinds of model, and if you want to test this model, if you want to create an endpoint of that model, what you can do, you can use any kinds of POC kinds of framework. You can use Flask, Streamlit. Okay, these are the framework you can use, and at least you can create one API. Okay, with the API, actually, what you can do, you can test this model. And how user will access your model? For this, definitely you have to host that particular model in a cloud platform. So you can use like different cloud services. You can use AWS, you can use GCP, you can use, let's say, Azure. So these are the cloud platform you can use. Now you can ask me, as a data scientist, should I know that cloud platform? Definitely you have to know the cloud platform, because as a data scientist, you also should know how we can do the deployment of our application, deployment of our model. And this is not actually simple deployment. We have to know the production grade deployment. So whenever you will be publishing this model as an endpoint, people will be using your model, and definitely you have to take care everything, load balancing and everything. So you have to know how we can deploy this particular project as a production grade to the cloud platform. Okay. Now see, these are the actually work as a data scientist you will be performing most of the time in the industry. Now, if you want to be a data scientist, so what are the learning path you have to follow? What are the roadmap you have to follow? In this session, I will be telling you one by one. So the first thing you have to know about the programming language. Okay, I think you all know, if I want to start with any kinds of, let's say, career, whether it's a data scientist career, whether it's a machine learning engineer, deep learning engineer, anything, the first thing you have to know about the programming language. Now in the market, there are so many kinds of programming language. There are Python, R, Java, C, C++. Which one you have to learn? Can anybody tell me? Let's see, if I want to be a data scientist, so what are the programming I have to learn? Tell me. So which programming language you feel it's easy to use in the data science field, and why? Why it is easy to use? Tell me. Tell me one reason actually. Any idea, anyone? So please, give some reply in the chat so that we can have an interactive session all together. Python. Nirmala is telling Python. Why Python? Can you answer why Python? Why you prefer the Python in data science? Why? We can't use, let's say, C programming or Java programming. Why? Python, lots of module and packages available. Yes, you are correct, Saurabh. That means inside Python, in data science domain, all kinds of, let's say, library, all kinds of modules are already available. Let's say I want to create a neural network. For this, I can use PyTorch and TensorFlow, yes or no. And this is what? This is a Python library at the end, right? So this will give you all kinds of functionality that you can use to implement any kinds of neural network, any kinds of complex neural architecture. And you can feed your unstructured data and you can build one amazing, let's say model, right? But if I'm using any other programming language, let's say I'm using Java programming language. So now tell me, for Java, actually, there are packages are available, which is related to the data science. No, right? So whenever you will be using any other programming language, let's say C, C++, or Java, that time what you have to do, you have to write this at the code from scratch. Let's say I want to create a neural network. I have to create a, let's say, dense layer. So dense layer is already implemented inside this TensorFlow library, PyTorch library. So I don't need to write the code from scratch. But if I'm using any other programming language, I have to write the code from scratch, right? I think previously you used to saw, I think one, tool were there, MATLAB. Did anyone see this tool, MATLAB? So in MATLAB, actually, you can build a neural network from scratch. So whenever we didn't have, let's say, this, Python or this kinds of actually library, people used to use something called MATLAB that time. And it's not a free, actually, it's a paid software. You have to pay for that. Okay. So if you saw actually Andrew NJ course from Coursera, that machine learning course, you will see that he was using actually MATLAB in that course. Okay. So whenever I started learning data science, whenever I started learning machine learning, I took that Coursera course. Okay. That time I saw that MATLAB actually tool he's using, and it was not free for me. Then, I started with the Python programming. Then I got to know, okay, so Python is the programming language I can use, and everything is available inside Python programming. Okay. So that's why if you want to be a data scientist, if you want to be a machine learning engineer, whatever, in the field of artificial intelligence, you can use this Python programming language. There is another programming language you can use, which is called R programming language. So R programming language is very, let's say, famous for the data analytics domain. So in data analytics domain, actually, we'll see people will be using statistical analysis most of the time, and all kinds of statistical, let's say, functionality is available inside R programming language. Got it? But if you want to be a core data scientist, if you want to work with the neural networks, model training and all, that time I will try to suggest start with the Python programming language as a beginner. Got it? That means Python is an open source actually programming language. It is having tons of library and it's easy to use, and it is having all kinds of actually data science related library. Let's say scikit-learn, NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, then TensorFlow, PyTorch. Okay. Then nowadays actually generative AI also came in the market. So for generative AI also we are having different framework like LangChain, LlamaIndex, Chainlit. Okay. So everything is implemented with the help of this one, your Python programming. I hope it is clear. Nowadays Julia is also getting popular. Yes, because Julia is also creating so many package related data science now. So they are also creating some easy functionality to use. So that's why people are moving to the Julia programming as well. Got it? Now the second thing, you can start with databases. Okay. See, why databases? Because I already told you, if you are starting with the data science, you have to work with the data, right? And to store these kinds of data, to read these kinds of data, you have to know the databases, because in the industry, it's not like that they will give you that CSV file directly. So you have to know how we can get the data from the databases. If I'm having any kinds of data, how we can store these other data in the databases. So at least you should have some understanding on the databases. Okay. How we can perform the, let's say, insert operation, delete operation. Okay. Then we can also perform the, let's say, update operation. So at least these are the operation you should know as a beginner. Right. Now in the market, there are different kinds of databases available, like MySQL is available, MongoDB is available, Cassandra is available. Now you can see, at least start with MySQL at the very first, because here you will be working with the schema. Here you can store any kinds of tabular data, structured data. And if you have any unstructured data, you can start with MongoDB. Okay, because MongoDB can store unstructured data as well, because it will store your data as a key value pair. Got it? So at least try to have the knowledge on the MySQL database and MongoDB database. If you're a beginner, complete beginner, you can start with these two databases. Going forward, you can also explore other databases as well. Let's say Cassandra, you can also explore. There are different cloud databases also available. Okay. Fine. Now, see, the next thing, you can start with something called statistics. Okay, now you can ask me why statistics, because in the data science, if you want to be a data scientist, if you are working in the data science domain, the first thing you have to know about the machine learning. Okay, if you don't know about machine learning, learning deep learning would be a little bit difficult for you. Got it? So that's why machine learning is the foundation. And to know the machine learning, you need to know about the statistics. Like there are different kinds of statistical, let's say, analysis you have to perform. Now inside statistics, we are having two kinds of statistics. One is like descriptive statistics, other is like inferential statistics. Okay, now you don't need to master the statistics completely, only you just need to know some foundation of the statistics. Let's say you'll be learning about probability, variable, random variable, population, sample, mean, median, mode. Okay, so these are the topic you have to learn inside statistics. Then there is another concept called standardization, okay, normalization, Gaussian normalization. Okay, these are the topic you have to know. And some of the advanced topic also you need to know, like how to perform the, let's say, QQ plot operation, then discrete and continuous distribution, log normal distribution, okay, box cost transformation. So these are the topic you have to know inside advanced statistical concept. And this will help you to perform the exploitative data analysis on top of your data. Okay. Now one question actually I get frequently, mathematics, like if I want to be a data scientist, how much mathematics I should know? Now, can anybody tell me how much mathematics I should know as a data scientist? Any idea? See, let me clarify. If you want to be a data scientist, you don't need to know the in-depth mathematics. Okay, the complete mathematics is not required. At least you should have some knowledge on the linear algebra. Okay, because going forward, whenever you will be working with the machine learning algorithm, deep learning algorithm, you'll see some equation would be there. Okay, and this equation is nothing but it's a model equation. All right, and to understand this equation, to understand how this equation is working, you should know at least these are the topic: how linear algebra works. Okay, how to do the matrix calculation, how to do the vector calculation. So at least these are the thing you have to know. Okay, then there is another super important concept inside AI, inside data science, which is nothing but this one actually. Yes, you are right to sort of linear algebra and calculus. Yes. Okay. Now there is a very important concept inside actually machine learning and inside deep learning, which is nothing but this one, stochastic gradient descent. Have you heard of this gradient descent? So with the help of gradient descent, actually, your model will try to decrease the losses. Okay, and how it will decrease the losses? So it applies something called calculus technique, differential calculus technique. So to understand that concept, you have to know some basics of calculus. At least differential calculus you need to know. Okay, that's it. Fine. Now let's say once you complete the statistics, then what you have to do, you have to start with the machine learning. Now inside machine learning, there are like different kinds of algorithms are there. Let's say linear regression is there, logistic regression is there, decision tree, SVM, naive Bayes, k-nearest neighbor, XGBoost classifier, XGBoost regressor. Okay, different machine learning algorithms are there, and these are called actually supervised learning algorithm. So inside machine learning, you have to know what is supervised learning and what is unsupervised learning. So you have to master some of the supervised learning algorithm, and you have to master some of the unsupervised learning algorithm like k-means clustering, DB-scan, PCA. Okay, hierarchical clustering. These are the algorithm at least you should know. Then once you complete this machine learning, try to start with practical implementation. So pick up any dataset from the Kaggle or any other platform and try to do the exploitative data analysis, feature engineering. Okay, whatever technique you have learned, try to apply on top of it and try to build one model, predictive model. Okay, and try to gain the higher accuracy as much as you can. And see, if you want to learn how to get the higher accuracy, how to perform the EDA exploitative data analysis, let's say how to perform feature engineering, if you want to learn new technique, what you can do, you can follow the Kaggle notebook. So Kaggle is having actually different kinds of notebook. If you open the kaggle.com now, so there are so many competition are going on. So if you open up any kinds of competition notebook, you will see that people will apply different kinds of technique to get the higher accuracy. So this will help you a lot if you want to achieve the higher accuracy by applying these kinds of technique. All right. So as a learner, I will suggest try to refer Kaggle notebook if you want to learn any kinds of EDA technique, exploitative analysis technique. Okay, the complete feature engineering technique. If you want to learn, try to follow any kinds of Kaggle notebook. Then After, let's say, learning these kinds of implementation, practical implementation, like how to apply these kinds of machine learning model on top of the data, you have to know how we can implement end-to-end projects, okay, with the modular coding concept. So for this, definitely you should know the modular coding, and where you will learn this modular coding inside Python. And if you don't know where you will get the Python content, it is available in our YouTube channel. Just try to check. So we have created a dedicated playlist. So there we have covered each and everything you need to know to master the Python. So there you will see that modular concept is also covered. Okay, so that concept will help you to implement any kinds of end-to-end projects if you want to implement. Fine. Okay. Then the next thing you can start with something called deep learning, because nowadays job market is like very, there's so many competition nowadays, you will see in the job market. So only knowing the machine learning won't be working. So you also need to know some additional technology nowadays. And you can start with something called deep learning, because deep learning is so powerful than your machine learning, because here you will be working with the neural networks. You'll be working with the unstructured data. Okay. Now, first of all, start with artificial neural network. Then you can start with CNN, that means convolutional neural network. You can start with RNN, that means recurrent neural network. Okay. So these are the things, try to master one by one. Okay. Yeah, so that is what actually we're explaining about data science career, like what you have to know if you want to be a data scientist. Okay, so that is what we're explaining. We're giving the complete roadmap. Let's say if you're a completely new learner, so what are the path you have to follow? So that is what actually I'm suggesting. So inside deep learning, you will see computer vision would be there. So inside computer vision, you will see different kinds of, let's say, computer vision related tasks. Let's say image classification, object detection, image segmentation, object tracking, GANs. So these are the tasks you can perform inside computer vision. So unless and until you are not knowing about the deep learning, you won't be able to work inside this field, yes or no, right? So to work with this at the field, first of all, try to learn the foundation of the deep learning. Because I have seen many learners, they don't know about deep learning, but they will start with the computer vision project. Okay. And that time they will get the difficulty for sure, because they don't know how we can use these kinds of algorithm, how we can, let's say, pre-process our image, pre-process our videos. Got it? So that's why, first of all, try to learn the foundation of deep learning. Then try to start with the computer vision concept. Then once you are, let's say, familiar with computer vision concept, then slightly start with the NLP related concept. And for this, you have to learn the RNN concept. Inside RNN, you will see LSTM would be there, GRE would be there, bidirectional RNN would be there. Then you have to learn some advanced kinds of architecture like encoder, decoder, attention, transformers, and so on. And once you understand these are the architecture, understanding generative AI would be like very easy for you, because whatever model you can see, whatever multi-model large language model you can see nowadays in the market, everything they're using this transformer architecture only in the backend. Yes or no? After ML, I just do project via Kaggle. And what about the deep learning? Any website for the deep learning? Yeah, for deep learning, if you are looking for practice, or you want to like learn the deep learning, you are looking for any content. Nirmala. If you're looking for practice, actually, so what you can do, see, for deep learning, I won't be suggesting any kinds of website. So what you can do, you can actually take any kinds of, let's say, data, any kinds of image data, any kinds of text data. On top of that, just try to apply this kinds of technique. And data wise, you'll be getting everything in the Kaggle only. Kaggle is there, RoboFlow is there. So they're providing different kinds of data science, data sets. So that data set you can directly use, and you can build your project. And no need to worry, we will be also starting with the deep learning concept soon in our YouTube channel. So there I will give you the complete idea about the deep learning, like from very beginning to advanced, we'll be completing the deep learning here. Got it? Which architecture we should at least learn for the CV and NLP task? See, architecture wise, if you are talking about computer vision, you have to learn about like some of the pre-train architecture, like VG16, ResNet 50, Inception V3, MobileNet. Okay, so these are the architecture you can learn. And for NLP task, you can learn about LSTM, GRU, then encoder, decoder, attention mechanism, okay, and transformer. And nowadays, you will have actually lots of LLM model, LLM model, multi-model, you can use them as well. Even in our YouTube channel also, we have created the complete generative AI playlist. So there also you can check how we can use these kinds of large language model. Got it? Fine. Apart from that, you need to know some additional tool. Okay, additional tool you need to know. That means, let's say I know everything now. Okay, let's say I can implement any kinds of project. Now what I have to do, definitely I have to implement that projects in an end-to-end manner. That means the complete application I have to create. That it's not like that you will be creating the notebook only. At the end you have to convert this project as a modular coding. That means the complete pipeline, that complete application, web application, and to implement this web application, what you need to know, guys? You need to know some web framework like Flask, Django, Streamlit. These are the things you have to know. See, DP Sharma, if you want to understand the LangChain fundamentals, so that thing you have to know now. First of all, I mean, what exactly you can do with the help of LangChain. I know that LangChain has updated. Okay, there are so many things I mean came in the LangChain, like LangSmith is there, LangGraph is there. But unless and until you are not knowing the fundamentals, na, so that will be the issue. And still people are using that concept. Okay, whatever I taught in the playlist. Can you make a video on Kubeflow and ML Airflow? Definitely we'll do that whenever we'll be implementing any kinds of end-to-end projects there. We'll try to use these other services as well. Okay. Okay, fine. And the last thing, guys, as a data scientist, try to know about the cloud platform. You can learn about AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. Okay, at least these 3 cloud platform, you should have the idea. If you have the idea, so this cloud provides actually so many services. Now it is actually MLOps also trending in the market. So this will also give you the MLOps kinds of functionality. So we are having different kinds of MLOps, let's say services with all the cloud, whether it is a AWS cloud, it's a Azure cloud, it's a Google cloud. Okay, everywhere you will see these kinds of MLOps platform. Got it? So definitely you should have knowledge on AWS, Azure, and GCP at least. Got it? So yes, this is the complete path you can follow. So first of all, start with very basics programming language, then start with I mean medium concept like statistics, machine learning, then advanced concept, deep learning, computer vision, NLP, generative AI. Okay, so that's how you have to complete. It's not like that you have learned the Python only and you will start with the generative AI concept. No need to do like that. If you want to get the complete understanding on this data science domain, first of all, try to complete the fundamentals, and fundamentals is required, guys. If you want to be a good data scientist, it is required. And once you have the understanding on the fundamentals, implementing project would be very much easy for you. Okay, now if you give me any kinds of project, I can implement because I have the solid understanding on the fundamentals. Okay, I can easily get to know why this model is not giving good accuracy, what I have to perform here. Okay, so how I can do this kinds of, let's say, job, because I'm already working with this field. It's been long time. Yes. Okay, so you have to also work with this field long time, then you will be getting the experience, and with that experience actually you can implement any kinds of projects in future. And it's one session for the resume preparation who are looking for the career transition. Definitely we can do it also. Fine. Now guys, if you have any query, you can let me know about the learning path and all, and whatever content actually we are uploading in our YouTube channel. Is it helpful for you? Tell me. Do you want this kinds of content more? Next, actually, I'm planning to bring some end-to-end project implementation, guys, in this channel. So around 20 plus project will be implementing. Okay, end-to-end. Can you use Streamlit instead of Flask? Yes, you can use. No need to worry. If you are not familiar with HTML, CSS, that time you can start with Streamlit. see framework update wise, they will update actually every month. You will see that. What was the last update of LangChain? Can you tell me, DP Sharma? What was the last update of the LangChain? Let's say today, if I'm creating any content with the latest, let's say, version of the LangChain, After 1 month, you will see that that would be deprecated, right? So see, always take the like fundamentals, okay, fundamentals of that framework, and then once you have the fundamentals, now once you have the knowledge on that LangChain, let's say, you can easily understand, okay, that's how you have to update this package, that's how you have to import this OpenAI from the LangChain, yes or no? Okay. See, I mean, logic wise, everything will remain same, only the import operation might be changed, only some functionality might be changed, but the logic wise it will remain same only at the end. Let's say I want to create a memory, let's say buffer memory in my chatbot. So what I can use? I can use the same thing now. Whatever I taught in my video, I can use the same thing. Yes or no? And it is working for me. And if it is working, you can use it. All right. So guys, if you have any other query, you can let me know. I think we can end the session. And tomorrow we'll be discussing with some any other topic, any other new topic. You can let me know what topic should I discuss tomorrow. Yeah, more video will come on the GenAI. Recently, we'll see we have also updated LLM ops, the complete LLM ops. That means we have covered the Vertex AI. Even we'll be also uploading video related this one, Bedrock, AWS Bedrock. Okay. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining the session and keep learning. And if you have any query, you can let me know. And please try to go through all the playlist, all the video, whatever we have created, because it took lots of effort. So, see, I tried to integrate each and everything you need to know as a learner. Actually, if you want to, let's say, learn about generative AI, if you want to learn about Python, please try to go ahead and try to complete first of all, and you can let me know. All right, guys. So thanks for joining, guys. Thank you, everyone. Bye, everyone. Take care. Good night. Bye. Thanks.